Welcome to the Force of Will Robotics and Gaming channel, where this is the first episode of Insights and Insect Combat Robotics classes. Today we've got Zach and Diana Tarleson, more commonly known from Team Scorpios on the TV show BattleBots, where they also have competed in lots of different insect classes, such as the ant weights and the flea weights, which are 150 grams.
Yeah.
First of all, I believe that congratulations is in order because you guys just reached 10,000 subs on your YouTube channel and released what is, quite frankly, a very epic video on you guys destroying a demolition derby car, which, in my experience at least, when they come out of the arena, they're destroyed enough.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That's been a huge goal of Zach's for
the last year.
Yep.
And we finally got there. We actually picked the demolition derby car to try to be safer, believe it or not. Demolition derby cars have all the glass already removed, so it reduces the kind of shrapnel, and they also take the gas tank out, so there's no chance of it exploding. And so that was actually a big tactic to try to blow up a car without hurting anyone.
Makes sense. I guess that's gonna be Ray's job at 20K.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have competed at various different events. You guys have some flagship bots that you normally take to events, aside from just Scorpios at BattleBots?
Yes. So my flagship robot is called Dust Bunny. I just made a new version of it. The old version was a lot more, so it has a dustpan wedge and two sloped metal wedgelets that come off the side to help scoop people into my dustpan. And then it has ears to grab onto. But my most recent evolution of it is a literal plastic dustpan that I got from a dollar store.
Oh my gosh, that is adorable.
I just took first place at Robo Games with it. So
yes, it is a very
Never underestimate the power of dollar store items and their competitive abilities.
Yes, it is. Well, it's not just the items itself. It also takes an impressive driver to make a control bot work, especially in a category where the parts have definitely been evolving recently with the advent of drone technology and also just like hobbies in general with like RC cars as well. The parts for these divisions have been getting stronger and more reliable very rapidly.
Agreed, yes. So thank you. I appreciate that. And then this is Zach's 1 pound robot that
there, take the weapon safety off. He's very much powered down.
Yeah.
So I've won 5 RoboGame gold medals with this thing. It actually got me my first gold medal that got me my scholarship to college. And that's why this robot always holds a very special spot in my heart. This was bomb number 10, the first time I actually tried to 3D print a large section of it.
And that's why you see the triple X's on the bottom. That's his little nod to it being the 10th variation of it.
Because the Roman numeral for 10 is X. And then it had a charging port plug on the top, titanium top plate. But this one, I didn't have any time to practice driving. I literally threw it together the day before Robo Games. And
yeah, that always goes well, right?
Well, hey, you still finished pretty well, actually.
That's true.
It got 9. It got 9.
That's not
terrible.
That's reasonable. Yeah.
Well,
for a 1 day.
I've also started working on an ant weight. As most people have started these days, I started with a kit bot, so I started with the Viper kit. And
love it.
I've got the asymmetric bar from Palm Beach Bots because at the time I purchased my kit, they didn't have the normal FingerTech bar in stock, so it's like, here, take this one instead.
Nice.
And also on my parts table, I've got the Bloodsport bar, but it doesn't currently fit on the hub, so I'm going to have to shave that down a little bit, but it's pretty much fairly stock right now, but I do intend on replacing the front armor with titanium because, at least out here where I'm living, the antweight scene has been evolving rapidly. It went
Yeah.
from being just a couple of events in Minnesota and Wisconsin last year, 2 years ago, to we have an entire league now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we've got an entire league out here now. There's at least 8 events happening this year, and I don't even know how many are going to be happening next year because there's events springing up in Missouri, there's events springing up in my state of Iowa, there's events springing up in Illinois, there's events springing up in possibly even Nebraska. So it's getting crazy out here in the Midwest.
No kidding. Well, that's great, though. Plenty of places to practice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's usually one of the things Zach and I recommend when after you've built the Viper kit and you get a little more, depending on your experience as a new builder. But that's usually one of the first modifications we recommend when someone's taking the Viper kit to a competition is you want to put some more titanium on it just to
soak a few more hits.
Soak up a few more hits, exactly.
And I've got a few extra of those polycarb panels as well, but I do definitely intend on doing titanium. The prices on Send are more than I was expecting, but we've got some discount codes floating around in our Discord server.
Nice. Yeah, metal in general seems to have taken
skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Inflation.
Yep. All right, so you guys also run a business called Bot Bash Parties. It is, quite frankly, a brilliant idea, and if I had the resources, I would emulate it out here, but I don't have the resources right now. You guys, you said you have 80 robots, is that right?
I think it's about 60, maybe 65. Well, sorry, it's 100 if you include our summer camp robots or the trade show robots. Because I just did a big count on this yesterday. It's 65 party robots.
Okay.
So the party robots are basically 150 grams.
Yep.
And Zach, our trade show robots vary
3
between
pounds.
1 pound and 3 pounds.
Okay.
Depending on go ahead.
Our party bots, we've got 65. They're all flea weights. Our after-school kids robots, these are just kits. Kids can rebuild into different shapes and different configurations. We have 32 of those.
Okay.
Our trade show robots they're all basically 3 pounds now. You are right. I tried to start them as 1 pound, but they've gotten very out of control, and they're basically all 3 pounders now. We've got 16 of those. And so when you add all this together, there's more than 100 robots in Bot Bash, each with their own radio, each with their own theme. Each is a full build.
Impressive. That had to be quite the arduous task, and I do not envy you guys when it comes to that. I watched the builder blog of when you guys went out to South Korea, and I definitely could see the stress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we did our very first Bot Bash party for Leaf, who later became a RoboGames champion, we had 4 robots, and I finished the last one the night before the party.
And one of them was his birthday present from his parents. So we did his party with 4 robots, but we left with 3 because one of them was staying with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have money to build all the robots for the first event. And so they gave me additional funding, and they're like, but this last one you build, you're giving to our son.
And that's what he later took gold with in the junior league at RoboGames.
Well, that's quite the story there. Have you guys had other students or party guests be very successful at RoboGames? I think I've heard you guys mention Tyler before with Perfect Phoenix and Doom Robotics in general as one of your students.
Well, we just used to fight him a lot at RoboGames.
Oh, okay.
He did start at a Bot Bash Parties booth. Like, the first time he ever came to RoboGames, he played at Bot Bash and then was like, I gotta do this! But he never took any classes.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, in season 4 5 and 6, there's a really tall gentleman named Bennett on our team.
Yep.
He was actually driving the weapon during the Perfect Phoenix fight.
Yep.
He was our other student, one of our other students who started when he was a little kid, and then later on with his I can't remember what his robot's name is, unfortunately, but
Oh no, not Wormhole.
Team Brains and Brawn later took gold in the junior weight division, and then they took silver as well in the junior league
the next year.
And then the other gentleman, Ben, on our team was,
I don't think he's placed
he
yet.
never placed in the junior league, but he is one of our only students who is still building robots.
Actually, Ezra is too.
Oh, that's right.
He's now in the mech league, though.
That's true. Ezra started in robot combat with us and has evolved into, when he went to college, he went into the mech league that's at Robo Games.
Okay,
so,
like the mechanized warfare. Okay, I get that now. That makes sense now. I thought you meant mechs. When you said mechs, I was like, wait, Megabots mechs? Like, that stuff? What?
Oh, sorry. That would be cool, too, if he was doing that, but...
Yeah, those are robots.
Yes.
And we had that one other father and son who, they were having us back every year for parties, and then they always heard me talk about Robo Games and the Viper kit. Finally, one year they bought a Viper kit, or two of them, and entered Robo Games. They actually got gold with a stock Viper kit.
Just like
this.
Oh, the dills.
Yeah. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, how much did you practice driving? And he opened this toolbox. It was just full of dead FingerTech motors. And I'm like, God, you have to put like 50 hours to kill one of these things. You have a pile. Barely him and his kid, like, just every day after school started drive practice, which is how that kid ran circles around everyone.
That's awesome.
That's impressive. All right, so you guys mentioned Robo Games, so I'll segue into that topic. You guys compete in the 150 gram and the 1 pound events, which sadly I don't think those are broadcast on the Robo Games Twitch channel. I think they mostly just focus on the 250 pound class, which up until this year I believe was just 220 pounds, correct?
Correct. This was the first year he upped the weight class to 250. But yeah, we tried to run a Twitch stream for the insect divisions, but since we are new to Twitch and streaming, we didn't realize you had to save the recordings to be able to have the recordings later. So
I think
it did stream live. Mm-hmm. It was on the Malice channel, but we forgot to save it, so it no longer exists.
As in, you forgot to save the VOD, or forgot to have your streaming platform also record it? Like, because I do that kind of stuff using Streamlabs, and I record my VODs using Streamlabs as well. Is that what you guys tried?
You know, I didn't understand most of the words you just said, so I'm going to go with no.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess. A lot of streaming platforms that use something similar to OBS, Open Broadcast Software, they have a recording function as well that you can record beside it also broadcasting, which is probably
we probably forgot to do.
Well, someone out there probably has cell phone footage, and it will eventually become a part of this elusive category of combat robotics lost media, and someone will try to find it.
Yes!
Someone will try to find it.
Yes.
So, do you guys compete in other classes at Robo Games, like the autonomous classes or anything like that? Did you get any medals with those, if you've competed in them?
So I did get 2 golds, one in autonomous 1 pound, one in autonomous 3 pound. I was a returning autonomous 3 pound champion. Sweet. So it's the deadliest thing I've ever made. It's
Sorry, it's just right over there, so I'm having him It's hilarious because this year he strapped Scorpio's parts to it.
You strapped Scorpio's parts to it?
This is not one of the Lego division robots, despite the fact it looks like one. I literally just strapped Scorpio sports to make this 3 pounds, and then I was counting on Lego sensors and motors.
Oh my gosh.
There was one year I watched the Autonomous League, and I'm like, my God, I think Legos could do a better job. And so I decided to put my money where my mouth was, and I built a Lego set, and then I strapped titanium to it, and I entered it, and among 8 people from around the world, I actually won that division through some crazy happenstance of luck.
And this year he upped the ante to AR pieces instead of titanium pieces.
Yep, there you go. Do other members of Bot Bash parties, did any of them attend? Did Dan or Andy attend Robo Games with their robots?
Dan attended and helped Zach out with like the speakers and the audio.
Okay.
Put the arena together.
Yeah.
He helped me do the judging.
Okay.
The list of Dan helped me with is so long.
And he competed. So 3 of our team members competed in the solar division this year, and turned out they were the only 3 who competed in the solar division. So they got first, second, and third.
And by that, you mean like solar powered robots? So were they outside?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is something I never thought I'd ever hear about. Like, when people say Robo Games, they're just like, oh wait, that robot fighting tournament? And like, no, there's more.
Yes, look, that is one of the
competitions.
That's one of the things I love about Robo Games is there's art divisions, there's drink divisions, there's combat divisions, there's literally something for, there's sumo, there's Lego divisions, there's something for everybody. And
there, some of the least popular ones are solar racing. There's also, so it's an efficiency contest.
Robo Magellan.
Yeah, they set a robot out and it has to navigate to coordinates that it's given, but it's not allowed to have any map or any pre-running. It has to do just off the coordinates. It has to manage to get there with no other information.
And the course is specifically set over a bunch of different terrains. So part of the challenge is your robot has to be able to drive on concrete just as well as on like
grass,
sand.
Yeah. It has to find its way around fences.
Oh, so no forks, no ground game.
No ground game. No ground game.
No ground game. All right, so do you guys compete at other events, or do you guys even host other events? You guys have the capability to do so, as you've proved with Bot Bash parties. Do you guys even host events or compete at other 1 pound and 3 pound events along the West Coast, or maybe even slightly higher weight classes?
I would say we don't compete nearly as much as we used to.
So before the pandemic, we used to have a makerspace out here in Lafayette, and we hosted several events there.
Okay.
And favorite one we ever hosted was we did an event for Toys for Tots, and it was a fundraiser for them.
Yep.
And it was honestly one of the things that made me feel so good to know we actually helped the Marines get toys to hand out to kids. But ever since the pandemic, we lost that makerspace, and so we've been trying to find more space somewhere else to set everything back up. But it's property here in California is ridiculous. It's ridiculously priced.
I don't even want to know the numbers. They're big enough out here as it is. I don't want to know the numbers there.
Yeah.
But we have competed at Smash Bots down in LA, and we competed, as you mentioned earlier, we competed in South Korea.
We flew to Seattle for Battle Bricks, or where did we fly for that?
Yeah, we went to Seattle for Battle Bricks, which is a Lego convention that also has a Lego robot competition in it.
Where you guys got first and second.
Yes! With Duck and Scorpios.
Yes, which, I mean, in theory, you guys would have the advantage there when you're driving a robot that is modeled after your own robot, but...
Yeah, but they handle very differently because the controllers are very different. So at least for me, there was a large learning curve, and
For me, it was
I got better.
Legos.
I got better as I went along, and Zach very kindly helped beef up the duck robot, which I think he later regretted when
Very
he
much so.
ended up taking second place in our final fight. But
You coasted on my Lego
I did.
skills.
I did. I coasted hard on Zach's Lego skills.
Well, it sounds like you guys have a lot of fun with all of the stuff you guys do with both bot patch parties and everything that you guys do with uh, your own robots, such as events at Robo Games or even the Smashbots event. That was a little weird to see, just like, because I've seen the videos of Smashbots events before, and then it's just like, oh, wait, I know this team. And they're driving their own robot, even though did you guys actually build the Scorpios model, or was that built by someone else, or the Duck model for that matter as well?
They were built by someone else.
William, and I'm trying to remember his last name.
William Fong.
Thank you.
He told us that he enticed us to come out by saying one of us could drive Scorpios, and Zach was very quick to jump on that train. So when I showed up, he showed me the list of robots and said, so since Zach is driving Scorpios, you can just pick which one you want to drive. And I said, ooh, Sawblaze.
Oh, yeah.
But then the duck driver got busy with something else. So I also got to drive Duck later on in the
so you were driving Sawblaze and Duck.
Yes.
I forgot that detail.
And Zach was driving Sawblaze or Scorpios, and then later had to take over Copperhead.
The other hammer saw is called Scorpios.
Well, there's like 4 of them now, right? Because Blacksmith has a hammer saw. Depending on how you're going to define Starchild, that could be a hammer saw, and then maybe Kraken as well, kind of.
So the list is actually like Kraken is a hammer saw, Big Dill has a hammer saw attachment.
Okay.
You didn't see it during the qualifiers because he fried the electronics before the hijinks fight.
Oh, so he was going to use that configuration for hijinks?
Yeah, which would have been a good decision, I think.
Yeah.
But that's why hijinks had that really cool like ribbed armor on their robot for that fight, is they were prepped for the hammer saw. Doom and Sawblaze, Scorpios, and then Blacksmith are the official hammer saws of this season. But you're right. I
did talk to Starchild about this. I'm like, you're a hammer saw. And she goes, no, we're a thwack hammer.
Oh, a thwack hammer.
Because there's no motion that actually makes it spin back and forth. They use a thwack bot motion to get it swing back.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that robot is just insane. And I've seen their fights at Norwalk, but both them and Ripperoni and Emulsifier, those robots scaled up, they work. Well, Starchild's struggling a bit, but the other two, they are very impressive builds. I was surprised to see Emulsifier still use the tracks, honestly. Tracks have not had the best track record in the 250-pound class lately.
I see what you did there.
Yes, I did that on purpose. That was on purpose.
Well, I do appreciate bringing a unique idea to the field of BattleBots, because it's very easy to get caught in the, a 4-wheeled vert does well and has been doing well, so let me just enter that. But to bring something totally like different. A thwack bot that we haven't seen in the field in a really long time.
Or with Anna, what she did with Ripperoni, she took the established big vert, 2-wheel big vert, and then flipped it on its side. And put a flywheel on it, yeah.
Yeah, and then Emulsifier with the treads. I think I love the rookies this season. Doom was really cool too. Like, even though we haven't seen him on TV yet, like his.
You're saying yet? Is that a spoiler? Am I not going to be able to post this for a few weeks? Oh, Dana, you just doomed me.
No.
I don't think Discovery will go after me for an alternate being in Vengeance in Vegas. Or they might get a Sin City Slugfest fight as well. That I would just love to see them get in the box. Or I think I also heard Apollo was an alternate.
But Apollo was not there.
Oh, they
Apollo
weren't even
was not.
there. Oh,
No.
I heard something about them being an alternate. I think Retrograde was also accepted as an alternate, but because they were accepted as an alternate, they didn't even take the robot. Which the
I don't know what the reason is, but Retrograde was also not there.
I remember in season 6, Apollo's crate was there, but due to COVID lockdowns, the team couldn't be there.
Yeah.
Right.
So literally, the robot was sitting in the pit.
And that
Yeah.
was the same thing for a lot of the international teams.
Yeah.
Monsoon robot was there, but they couldn't come either. But this year, Apollo wasn't even, the robot wasn't even there. The team was not there. So,
Okay. I thought I heard they were an alternate. I knew, like, the whole thing with Retrograde, that was from Team BNS, their channel, so that was straight from them.
Yeah.
But,
they might have been and maybe just decided that they didn't want to come as an alternate.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
that's pretty much what Seth said.
yeah. It might have been the same for Apollo because that's a long way to go to not be guaranteed a fight.
I also heard
I don't know. I
also heard there was another Brazilian bot there called Samurai where they just there as a display, I'm guessing.
They snuck in. They shipped in one of the other robots' crates.
Oh, did they go with Black Dragon or Minotaur then, I'm guessing?
They came with one of them.
And
we don't know which.
And then they bought the VIP tickets that allowed you to be in the pit.
The entire time. They bought VIP tickets for the whole 2-week period.
And they just set up a robot in the battery tent on an empty table. And they're like, let us in the box, guys.
Oh, that is so giving me Raven vibes from season 3.
They were a very nice team.
They are a very nice team, yes. They were struggling very hard to find someone
willing to fight them.
Because
that was a very nicely made robot.
Yes.
And it looked like it.
They took a lot of time with the aesthetic too. Like they specifically made the eyes of the samurai. I can't remember how they did it, but I just remember like being really
lit up.
They lit up. Okay. I'm gonna let Zach talk about this stuff because it's already meshed into my brain with everything else.
We only got a minute left.
No. All
right.
Oh no.
All right. So I'll just ask my final question now, I guess, because I already had this one planned ahead of time. I had all these other questions planned ahead of time too. But my final question for you guys is: what is your favorite part about this community? It is an amazing community. I've learned that through hands-on experience attending an event already as a judge, not as a competitor, which that was fun, but also a bad idea because I accidentally made a little girl cry.
Oh no!
That happens a lot.
Yeah, it was a double elimination event, and it was the first round, and it was literally 2 of the dang it, I can't remember what kit it's called. The Aardvark kit, I think. It's the one from Battle Robot Kits that has the AR forks.
Oh.
Yeah, the one that's a lot like Death by Monkeys.
Gotcha.
People aren't even gonna know who I'm talking about.
The community, I think, is the camaraderie everybody has. I like how no matter what competition you go to, there's this feeling of it being a family reunion in a way.
Yeah, everyone in the pits, and it's a big part of what makes this possible. Because if we didn't look out for each other, if we were all just intent on killing one another, the sport would never survive. And it takes all of us sharing parts. It takes all of us working as one to keep the sport going, to keep the show going, to keep the matches going.
Yeah.
And I it's my favorite part of it.
Very well said. Well, thank you guys for coming on today. I am hugely appreciative of you guys. I'm gonna get this up on the YouTube, and I'll let you guys know when it's up.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. I've already had a lot of people been like, "Hey, this is a great idea," so keep doing it. But I hope to have more guests on soon. I'm looking at you guys, Team Stamina.
Ooh.
Oh, I've been in contact with them because Chris, who built Power Surge, is helping me with my beetle weight.
Nice.
All right. Well, again, it was great to have you guys. I am hugely appreciative of you guys taking the time to chat with me for a little while, and you guys have fun with what you got going on today.
You too. See you later.
See you later.